Hey, everybody, this is Bob Cargill from Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. I am here, hunkered down in my home office, my home studio, if you will, here in Sudbury, Massachusetts. And today I am really excited to be talking about marketing, talk about relationship marketing, to talk about cards, meaning send out cards. You'll hear all about the company Send Out Cards. And for those of you who know me and in my career, I've done a ton of direct mail. I've done a ton of cards for businesses, like we're going to be talking about with my guest today, but not exactly like the kind of cards we're going to be talking about. Sharon will tell you all about that in just a second. And that's Sharon Grimm. Sharon Grimm is my guest today, and I'm going to let her introduce herself to you guys. Sharon, take it away. Open-ended question. What do you want everybody to know about yourself right off the bat?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Bob Cargill, for inviting me here today to your Bob Cargill's marketing show. This is such an honor. And I'm Sharon Grimm. I'm an executive with Send Out Cards here in Hudson, Massachusetts, a couple towns away from Bob. And I've been part of this amazing company for over 9 years. I started as a customer, but going back when, I am really just a stay-at-home mom that decided to go back to work one day. And when I did, I opened the doors and I started to go back into accounting. I applied for an accounting job, got a marketing job, because while I was staying at home, I was helping out with a lot of kids programming, and it was a lot of marketing involved. So I am here basically as a relationship marketing specialist with Send Out Cards. I am thrilled to share this amazing product and just share talking about marketing with Bob, because I'm a self-made marketer. This is not something I went to school for. It's just something that kind of fell in my lap and I was told I had the skill set for.
Well, you have an amazing skill set for it. I think natural skill set for it, Sharon, because you have made an impression on me by sending me a lot of these cards. And right off the top, I compared it to a lot of the direct mail I've done over the years. I mean, over the course of 35 plus years in marketing, and I've never seen a product like these cards, Send Out Cards, and maybe it's the product, but I think it also has a little something to do with you, the person behind the product, in this case, because you're very thoughtful. You're very the timing is always great when I receive these cards, and it has a lot to do with our relationship. And geez, right there, relationship marketing. That's what you do. How's that for a testimonial?
Thank you. Yeah, and that's the uniqueness about Send Out Cards. When I originally got started with it, it was just to do my Christmas cards. It was a great way to upload contacts and they print them and mail them for you. So it took all that stuffing of envelopes out that I normally had been doing. So that's what attracted me to it. But then I found out I could use the same database to do one card at a time, like a birthday card or a nice to meet you card. And during the pandemic, our company had a promotion where they were paying for us to send brownies and cards on our unlimited plans. So our founder asked us to reach out to people in our community that might need a lift up or that were doing all the good things. And I like to find those bright lights out there, Bob, and you're one of those bright lights. And that's why he'll get a chance to show you the card and tell you the story. And go ahead, why don't you do that now?
How'd you know? And we didn't plan this, folks. One thing I want to also, I don't want to be remiss in not mentioning, you mentioned it first. I said, well, I'm hunkered down in my office, so I was alluding to the pandemic. You mentioned the pandemic. We are several months into the pandemic, and whoever's listening and watching, I am wishing you well, thinking of you all. And Sharon, I feel like, we've seen each other a lot during this pandemic, but not in person. It's all social media, of course. We're not seeing each other physically. Everyone's hunkered down in their home offices, going out, sure, but with their families, and not if we're around anyone else, it's social distancing, wearing masks. So this has been a tough time, and whoever's listening and watching, I hope you're well. I'll get to the card in a minute. I want to throw a question at Sharon before I get to this card. How are you doing during the pandemic? Anything you want to say to people or about you personally? How have you been surviving?
I think we all go through the roller coaster of emotions. It doesn't matter if you're really, my husband and I are newly empty nesters. So we don't have any children in school. We're working out of our homes. We're in a if there was a time for this to happen, we're in a very good place. So we have taken upon us to try to be support for others, whether it's emotionally or just being an example of going out and walking and exercising and trying to be positive. Even though it is frustrating for us. Everybody's feeling this in one way or the other.
I know it's such a hard time for everybody. It can be discouraging. We have to keep ourselves upbeat and each other upbeat. So perfect segue, I think, into, so again, folks, Sharon and I don't know if we met because of send out cards. I can't remember, but I'm trying to tell a little story in a short period of time. You remember? Like,
Julia Becker Collins
yes,
invited me to come to one of your events.
the tweet up. The Sudbury Social Tweet Up. So I love this because it's all tying back to marketing. This is a marketing show. So yes, I co-host, used to co-host with Phil Hollos this monthly Sudbury Social Tweet Up networking event, and it's still on, if you will, but we haven't had it because of the pandemic, and also Phil moved out of town. I miss you, Phil. But I plan to do it again once we get back to life as semi-normal. But yes, we met at a networking event, and then Sharon followed up, I'm guessing, I can't remember exactly, but with it, probably you did, with a send out card, because I've gotten a bunch from her. It's an amazing way of staying in touch with people. Listen, I've always believed in handwritten notes. I believe strongly in direct mail because that's part of what I do for a living. But again, as I said right off the top, this is a twist on direct mail. It's a very unique product. Sharon's going to explain a lot more about it, but she sent me this card recently. You know, Sharon has sent me a bunch, but this one stood out. Maybe it's because the 2 brownies that were included. But you know what? I think it was the timing. I think it was the wording. When you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. The picture. I mean, so again, Sharon can explain it better than I can, but I think what you do is you pull pictures people share publicly on social media. You include them in the card, so it's timing. It's the picture. It's the message. That's the lesson you've taught me, simply by being a friend. Thank you for being a source of sunshine and inspiration in my life. That's what it says inside this card. As a marketer, this I could not be more impressed with. The timing, the messaging, the personalization. Listen, I'm not a send out cards person. I don't work with send out cards. I don't do them. I'm saying this, you know, whether I knew you personally, Sharon, or not, I think that was a perfect marketing message. And not that I know your heart was in it as much as you're just doing it, you know, for the company. I know your heart's in it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you a little bit that actually the 2-pack of brownies and the greeting card, our founder created a promotion called the kindness package, because it was right after a couple major events happened during this pandemic. And he sat down and felt like we had failed. We had failed trying to spread joy and positivity. He felt he wasn't doing enough as a owner of a company that had a physical, tangible touch product to help connect others, to help connect the human species, to lift them up in kindness and love. That is literally one of his mission statements. And he looked back at his data and he knew, it's so funny that you said that, when you send a card with 2 brownies, it's like 3 or 10 times more impactful than just a greeting card. And it's like, you get the card, you go, woof, and then you get the rush of the sugar or whatever. It's a gift. When you give a gift of some kind, it just takes it up a notch. So he knew that there was a barrier of cost. So he put his wallet on the table and challenged all customers, all affiliates, to just reach out to people in leadership, your neighbor next door, your sister-in-law that's homeschooling kids, whatever it may be, and just lift them up. Send it to the kids. Tell them they're doing a great job on their schoolwork and staying at home and learning at the same time. Just love on people. And sometimes when somebody pops in your head, it's called a prompting. Bob, you were one of those promptings. I'm like, okay, who am I going to send you today? Oh, Bob Cargill. And it just kind of came, like, who's one of those positive people? It's like, I just asked myself that question. And the first person to come to mind, I didn't hesitate. I just did it.
Boom.
And then I went on your Facebook wall and I'm like, oh, that's a great picture. He'll love this one. It'll, make him shine. I know he's been doing a lot of training for your marathon. Your wife's
Mm-hmm.
been involved
Mm-hmm.
because you haven't been able to do your groups and stuff with your running groups. So I thought it just would be something that could help you, inspire you to continue on your path.
Well, you hit a home run, if not a grand slam, Sharon. And I hope, I don't know the individual you're talking about, but I hope he saw the video I've already done about this one campaign, this card and the 2 brownies, and now the podcast. And again, I want to stress, sure, I know you and I like you. That has little something to do with us talking, but from a business standpoint, it has everything to do with this campaign, the 2 brownies, the card, the timing, the picture, because from a marketing standpoint, and this is what I stress to my clients, my customers, whoever will listen or watch, whether you're using send out cards or not, this is what marketers should be doing. We should, especially during these tough times, the pandemic, we should be reaching out to others. We should be offering our support to them, not trying to sell to them, not trying to fundraise necessarily, but saying, hey, we're people too. We care about you. How can we help you? And it becomes a win-win. And I think this is how marketing should be done all the time. I've always believed this anyways. It becomes a win-win because people won't forget you when you're giving something to them, not asking for anything in return. You're showing thought. You're showing that you can relate to them. Again, what a coincidence. Your title is Relationship Marketing Specialist, Sharon. You are relating so well to people like myself. That is a lesson for marketers, whether they're doing send out cards or whatever, email, social media, PR, sales, marketing, business in general. Just be nice to people. That's going to make everybody happier, make the world a better place. And I believe also it's a win-win from a business standpoint. Is that how you think? Is that how?
Absolutely. Right now, if you're in business and you're doing really well, maybe your volume came down, thank those that are still doing business with you and keep in touch with those that might have to put things on hold, right? Because you want to keep in touch in your employees, right? You want to thank them, but building those relationships is huge, and not just for business. Because think of it, right now, some of us are feeling very isolated. Just staying in contact with others can really help lift you up and help lift others up. And sometimes it's not about the almighty dollar. Sometimes it's about how are we getting through this? When we come out on the other side, what are we going to look back? And what are we going to take back from this moment, this moment in time, which is epic? We're definitely making the history books here.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, like, personally, I've shifted. Yeah, we can now work face to face, but you know what I can do? I can play golf. I started learning how to play golf. I don't know if you see me on social media.
I have. I'm jealous. I used to golf. I haven't golfed in a number of years. It's a great sport and a great thing to do right now because, yeah, you can social distance in golf and everybody has a little more time than in the past. So good for you.
Some people are learning how to play music. Whatever.
Some people are doing more social media than ever. I'm doing more Zoom calls and more podcasts and more videos. But yes, we're reinventing ourselves to some degree, and hopefully that's going to be a silver lining in this dark cloud that we're going to emerge at the other end of the tunnel, and when that time comes, and at the light at the end of the tunnel will emerge, and we'll say, wow, we picked up some new skills. We appreciate each other more, and maybe, like you said, we can help each other more, not just with regard to commerce and money, frankly, but in terms of friendship and solidarity, and we're all in this together. That would be nice. Let me back to send out cards. I hope you don't mind me asking a few specific questions, and also one question that's it's always been on my mind. We've talked a little bit about it before. How send out cards works, and if somebody were, I know some people might be resistant to do what you do, become, I don't know what you call yourself, an affiliate or what is the commitment if someone wanted to do it? And what typically is the reason people might resist doing it? Is that,
Okay. So I think the word that you're trying to avoid saying is network marketing. Oh, we just said it and nobody died.
love it, love it.
So Send Out Cards is a network marketing business. That's how the company is built. So you can be a customer or you can be an affiliate. It's like a salesperson. I'm an executive, meaning I have a team. It's just another business model that is out there, right? And it's been around for years. We are direct sales, and we follow all the guidelines and whatnot. And usually we're ahead. Like when our founder finds out there's a guideline being changed, we'll see everything's changing in our comp plan and we'll follow suit. But when you use the product first time, at least with me, you can send a card for free and try it out. I was a customer for a year. I just loved it. I used it for my Christmas cards and a couple cards throughout the year. And then what happened for I can speak on my story, is my boss at the time was selling her chiropractic and I was her marketing person, her business. So I had some time before she sold it. So I said, I just want to get paid to network, because that's what she was doing, was able to go to networking groups and represent her business. And I'm like, this is just so fun. I love connecting people. I mean, it's my natural ability.
Yes, yes.
It's awesome. And I said, I just want to continue to get paid to do that. And I sat back and I went, oh, well, I guess that's network marketing. I've known about it for years, resisted it with all my get-go. And I said, I think I should really think about this. And I looked at a bunch of different companies and what I liked about, and this is what I tell everybody, educate yourself, read books like Beach Money, 4-Year Career for Women. There's lots of information out there. And ask yourself if this is something you want to do. But I love it because you can fit into pockets of time, and it can be your part-time side gig, but find something you're passionate about and that you believe in, you love, you enjoy, try out the product. So you're just sharing it, just like a word of mouth referral. Like you're like, oh, this is the best place to go have dinner. Everybody loves to talk about their favorite restaurant, right? So it's the same way. And then be professional about it. That's the other thing. I like to be a professional upfront and run it like a true business.
Yeah, you have to be one of the best, if not the best representatives of Send Out Cards. I mean, not like I know others who do what you do, but you don't make it seem at all. You're very upfront, and I would think you would be very successful at if someone were interested in doing what you do and convincing them it's a really smart, cool thing to do. Why is it that people, so yeah, I didn't even mention network marketing. Why is it that it's a dirty word, if you will? Why, what is it? Is it companies in the past, or is it just that people are resist?
Why is it when you say a lawyer, people say, it's the same thing. It's just whatever. It's just, there's some lack of trust, because I don't think there was as many regulations in the beginning as there is now.
Good point.
Yeah.
And I think going back, like you say, or like I'm thinking, and I will say, I think there were other network marketing companies going back decades, which made headlines. And I also think it's because listen, I'm in marketing. I always tell people it's extremely close to sales. And sales is almost like a, dirty word. Everyone like gets all tense when, if you're going to buy a car or buy a house, or, it's the most nerve-wracking thing in any business. Sales is where the rubber meets the road. And people are afraid of sales if they're not doing the sales themselves. I mean, no one likes to be the buyer. It's scary. So I think this is my psychological summary of why people might, be on guard when you mention network marketing. It's selling to friends to some degree. It's relying and mixing business with friendship can sometimes be a little awkward, or sometimes. How's that? Has that ever come up? Is that?
Yeah, no, I started off with friends and family, and more of, I'm starting a business, I need to practice. Just be honest, let me practice. And of course, they're going to be very comfortable with you practicing and showing them teaching. But neither one of my parents have ever been my customers. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But I had a couple of friends that started me off, and that was great. And then I started going to networking groups, and now it's like, I love meeting new people, hearing what their business is about. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn about other people's businesses. How can I help you? What are you looking for? Maybe I can help. Maybe I know somebody else that can help. You know, do you need a new website? Well, I don't do that. I'm in marketing, but I know plenty of people that do. You know,
Yes.
what I really need is a bookkeeper. Oh my gosh, I got like 3 bookkeepers on my team of send-out cards. That's what they do on the side, you know, and it's like, oh yeah, I can hook you up. You know, I'm also members of BNI. So totally just love connecting people and building those relationships and then keeping in touch with them. And they may need you for just a one-off birthday card or an invitation for your 50th birthday party, or they may want to put you in, and it makes sense to put you into their marketing plan. It's whatever works for them, and it's all about timing. And that's for any sales and any business. It's all about timing, and you just have to keep in touch.
No, you're a natural, Sharon, and like your parents, I'm not a customer, but I'm one of your biggest fans. You know that, and a fan of send out cards. I mean, I think, you know, in terms of marketing, direct mail, what I evangelize, if you will, to my clients, have forever, send out cards is the perfect example. So the business model, I think, is fascinating and perfect. I mean,
yeah, right now, high touch, no touch. I mean, what more you want?
No, it's a win-win because
the card, and when you go to the mailbox, who's excited when you go to the mailbox? Are you excited?
I used to be. No, what I mean by that is the mail used to be more personal.
Right.
You know, we're not getting cards and letters like this that often. I don't know if that was going to be your point.
Right, and that personal card stood out.
Yes.
Right, and because it's standing out. And what's the open rate on a greeting card?
Probably 100%.
100%, right?
You heard it from, yeah.
Look who said that. I didn't. I don't know.
Versus, I know. Listen, you're talking to somewhere up here. What does that headline say? Junk mail king, right there. So I'm serious. That's on the Metro West Daily News about 20 years ago, but Framingham's junk mail king. You're talking to someone who believes in the mail, and I wouldn't call this junk mail, and I wouldn't call what I've done for a living junk mail, but that's how people used to disparagingly refer to mail and email spam. But what I'm saying is you're preaching to the choir.
And it's really nice. Like if you had just done a pitch or something, what's kind of funny about our cards, people always ask, why does it take a week? Well, it's kind of good that it takes a week and a while, because sometimes you've presented and then you follow up with an email or something throughout the week. And then when this greeting card comes in about a week, they may have put it off to the side, and then you come back right up to the front and they start thinking about it again if they haven't made a decision. So that's really nice.
Listen, it's awesome. Send out cards, you as a representative, the way it works, the business model, I couldn't think of any better way of doing it. I'm going to segue a little bit, pivot a little. I want to talk about social media because, you know, that's what I do every day for clients, for myself. You know, I believe in social media like there's you know, no other, like I believe in it so strongly, meaning I've done direct mail, I've done email, I've worked on websites, I've done ads, I've done all kinds of marketing over the years, worked on all kinds of channels, but I believe in social media like nothing. And I want to, so I'm thinking that you use social media, I'm guessing, to promote what you do with send out cards. How do you use social media? That I could have asked that question in about 1 second instead I made it a minute-long question. How do you use social media to promote your personal brand and send out cards?
I just have fun, honest to God. When I first got the first marketing job, when I applied for accounting, and she wanted me to learn Facebook, I got a Facebook account, and I said, who would have thought I could get paid to be on Facebook? I mean, come on, this is fun, right? So you just create your brand. You find out, and I'm no expert like you are, but, I like to be active, and you just be you. but then you web in your product, which hopefully has something to do with you because it's your passion, right? And gratitude is something I talk about, and positivity and joy and lifting up others. That's what I do on Facebook. And that's kind of like my brand. Also, now it's shifting over to golf a little bit. And you'll also see a lot about what's going on in my personal life. And right now, my mother's in a nursing home. So you'll see me going to visit with her, having meals, lifting up those that are in healthcare, appreciating them, being grateful for everything that they're doing in the essential workers. I incorporated another business locally and put signs all around the nursing home telling them how much we love them, how important they are, and thanking them. Because so I had to step back, and I'm spending more time with my mom, but I'm marketing my brand at the same time while living my life. So it's 24/7.
You answer that well, and it'll tie back to what I was trying to say in my question about why I like social media. Meaning, to me, social media allows you to blend the personal with the professional. It's that social in social media. So the marketing is as easy as being yourself. It's important. Let's say you're Sharon Grimm, and you happen to be Sharon Grimm. You're a relationship marketing specialist. What do people want to see? They want not just to see what you do for a living, but they do want to know, hey, she's golfing. Hey, she's taking care of her mom who's in a nursing home. That endears you to them because they see other sides of you which are likable, which are personal and sometimes even emotional. And that's how you get to know people. And when you get to know people and like them, and they happen to have a product or service that you might be interested in, boom, there's the sale. Not that's why you're appearing on social media so regularly, but that is how social media can help any business person, just by being present and being yourself.
That no trust factor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to, if you're going to buy from someone, do business with someone, it's better for you to know what they're all about. And if you see likable characteristics, respectful qualities, respectable qualities in somebody, yeah, that's who you're going to want to do business with. So you use social media for fun for the most part. You're not like me, a marketer, dyed-in-the-wool marketer, but you are very, very good at it, Sharon. Do you go to any sources, blogs, read any books? Is there anywhere that you do get information on marketing that you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take seminars, I'll take classes, I will kind of follow some people. I follow corporate send out cards. I'll take now our corporate marketing department. Now that they're at home, they're pumping out some great images and marketing material. You'll see on my LinkedIn wall, I'll go on YouTube and watch videos and learn Hootsuite and just different tips. But what I've learned on Facebook, I've kind of tweaked and moved over to LinkedIn because it's more business orientated. And but I polish it up a little bit and put it on more of a business platform than you would on Facebook. But I have noticed if you put a little personal pictures on there, you get more comments and likes on LinkedIn. And I've been kind of dabbling as an experiment, and it's been kind of fun.
I love the point you just made, and I agree. LinkedIn in the last few years is absolutely evolving. I've heard people say, "Oh, it's getting more like Facebook," and some people don't like it because change is hard for some people. But you are absolutely correct. I think the more kind of like the card in the mailbox stands out and gets opened versus all the bills people receive, the personal message, the picture that might show you at home with your family or hiking in the woods, doing something different than just talking about business, that stands out on LinkedIn. And that is an excellent marketing tip to whoever is listening and watching. Why not be a little more personal? Again, it's something I believe in, Sharon. That's why you and I see so eye to eye, because I believe marketing should be very personal, very human, very relationship oriented. And it's almost like we're just being ourselves. And hey, as you said earlier, I mean, I can get paid for being on, it's worth my time. I can make money just by having fun on Facebook. Well, frankly, in this day and age, yes, I think the more personal you are, the more you let down your hair, if you will, that's going to help you as a business person, believe it or not.
It does. And, and it allows you to really connect with people all over the world. I mean, not here we are in our homes, right? And working out of our offices and pretty much close by. We can't travel much, but yet we can go on a Zoom call with people and teammates and have conversations all over. And just as well as social media, you're going to see things go through your feed. And all of a sudden people are going to start popping up because they have a little bit more time to be prowling through the social media. And you're going to start connecting. I mean, Father's Day was so cool, seeing all these dad
Yes,
videos.
yes.
Oh my gosh. And graduation, wow. If businesses, and I've seen a lot of it, businesses are celebrating the grads. And this has been an epic year of graduation. These students have gone through and broken through fears, learned whatever it takes to get across that finish line. The parents are right there with them, cheering them on. And I even just heard somebody was saying they went to a wedding through Zoom over the weekend. Like a couple got married, kudos to them, man.
Yes, yes.
You can have your party with all your family in a year. Don't stop getting married. I was so proud, so excited to hear that. It's just excites me. I mean, babies are still being born. Life still goes on. And it's just great to see that. It's such a positive thing on social media. And I love being part of it.
I agree. The show must go on. President of the Greater Framingham Running Club, my 4th year as president. I love my running club, and it's been so hard not to get together in person, not to run races. I mean, that's like the number one thing we joined the club for. What we love to do as runners, but we've pivoted and we're doing virtual runs, virtual races. And the people who aren't runners, they always ask, how does that work? What does that mean? And it's not complicated at all. You say, hey, this weekend, everyone do a 5K between, Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and Sunday at 5 p.m. Record yourself, take a picture of your watch, or use Runkeeper or Fitbit or whatever. Post a picture of yourself, and like you said on Father's Day, everybody's seeing pictures of their friends with their dads. My running club, we all see each other, where we ran, our times, and it's bringing us together, even though we have to stay apart. So it's pivoting during the pandemic, and businesses, people need to realize using technology, using social media, like you say, life can go on, maybe not quite as usual, but close to as usual.
Human beings are very adaptable. I'm so proud of all of us that are just breaking out of our cocoon and going, all right, let's do this. We can't do this, but we can do this. And just be you and find your way to give back. And if, what does Mr. Rogers say? In tough times, look for the helpers. They're still there. He's got an amazing quote. And man, if you look, sometimes you're not seeing, there's a lot of other stuff going on out there in the world.
Yes.
Keep your eyes open, keep them open, and look for the good. And if you can't see it, figure out how to be it, or do both.
That is phenomenal. If you can't see the good, be the good. Words from, I paraphrased a little, but from Sharon Grimm. I mean, that I love that. And if I was promoting this podcast, I could use that as a little highlight, Sharon. If you can't see the good, be the good. And I think you are the great. How's that?
The sunshine. We should just take it off the card, but yeah.
Okay. Any names of companies, people that inspire you specifically? And if not, that's okay. But is there, what outside of your world with send out cards? Is there any public figures? Any, like I say, big name companies? Any TV shows, books, anything that inspires you in particular?
I've been following some folks on Netflix. So I'm not going to say those names because some of them aren't nice. But folks that inspire me are folks that are just going totally out of their comfort zone, like marathon runners, like
Yeah.
yourself. Right? To me, that's like not happening. But it's funny because the first race I ran was a Hopkinton relay. So we ran the length of America. So I'm putting it on my wall as I did it with the team.
Yep. No, I know what you mean.
Break it down. Um, and hearing people that are public speakers speak, and I'm not going to think of names right off the bat, our founder Cody Bateman, Ellen Mars, but also just Tony Robbins,
I was thinking of Tony Robbins. Yep.
motivational speakers. Yep. I listen to podcasts every now and then, and I'll go on binges where I'll listen to one podcast for a while, and then I won't for whatnot. But just really positive, inspirational, upbeat. I love it when there's a good story where like somebody was the underdog and they came up and they pulled it off.
Yep.
The whole third door concept. You ever read his book?
No.
Yeah. Third door. Look that up.
I will, absolutely.
And that is, it's all about hitting those breakthroughs where, you got the regular path, and then we're kind of in a third door world right now. So let's say you wanted to get married, you wanted to have your whole family there. Well, Zoom's your third door ticket. That's how you're going to make it happen.
Love that.
Right? It's coming in from the back door, from the backstage, and getting on that stage.
Yep.
Making it happen. You got to think a little bit out of the box.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly.
And people can't give up so easily, and you have to realize there's so many possibilities. And again, that today is an example. You and I talking by Zoom. This campaign is an example. How you sent that out to a bunch of people. Your fearless leader, I forget his name, but it sounds like the idea came from the CEO from the top.
Yeah, Cody Bateman. He's the founder of Central Cards. He just came up with it.
And one thing leads to another. And people need to realize there is inspiration out there. There is hope. And, again, one of the million and one reasons I love social media is, especially now, this is how we're staying connected. Again, I've always preached and evangelized and been a cheerleader, if you will, for social media. Use it, get on there and see all the good that's out there. But especially now, because we can't go to large events. We can't even, be closer than 6 feet with anyone unless we're living with them, so we're all socially distanced and missing out. But you can get on Facebook, you can get on Twitter, you can get on Instagram. Hey, I started using TikTok over the weekend. So there's the third door. I've been thinking about it for like a year, and I finally used it. This came out of the blue. I wasn't planning to talk about TikTok, but it's fun.
I see a couple of videos, and they're pretty cute. I saw dog videos; they were hysterical. Yeah,
it's very. So I realized why I haven't been using it. I mean, it can suck you right in, and you can frankly waste a lot of time just watching these frivolous videos. But it is entertaining. And in doing it myself, I realized I'm connecting with people all of a sudden. I was getting lots of likes and people following. I'm saying, I'm going to add that to my repertoire now, meaning that's another third door, I guess. I'm going to add TikTok as something I can do for my clients.
Absolutely. Just shaking it up and trying something new is refreshing for yourself. And you're making new connections of those that are in that arena. You're just jumping into a new pond.
Love it. And so, I think that the punctuation mark there is, don't be afraid of technology. Don't be afraid to experiment with social media, and you never know where it will lead. And now more than ever is a great time to do that for business or personal reasons. Let me somewhat wind down, Sharon, this conversation. I still have a couple more questions, but a big open-ended question is if you had do you have anything you want to say that I haven't asked you? Is there any messages you want to get out there to friends, family, business people? Here's an opportunity, and if not, that's cool too. But anything you want to say that I haven't asked?
Sure. I mean, there's something that we teach in our profession. Every day, pause and think of 3 people that you are grateful for in your life. And think of those 3 people and reach out to them. Could be a phone call, could be a text, it could be a Marco Polo. That's another social media app if you haven't checked that one out.
I haven't, so I'm learning a few things.
It could be a greeting card.
Yeah.
And you teach them,
And
but just let them know authentically. It could be a short, hi, I'm thinking of you. Have a great day. Thank you so much for helping me out with yard work over the weekend. Like if it was somebody that did that. Or it could be, I miss you and you just came to mine and I just want to let you know you're a bright light in my world and I love you for it. Do that. Takes 5 minutes. Think of 3 people and reach out to them daily or just do it today. The ripple effect of that can be so enormous, not just for the person. When you reach out and express gratitude, you can't help but feel good inside. Sometimes you get a little emotional, but it's a good space to be in. And it can break you up, especially if you're in a rut and you're kind of down. Take a deep breath, do some cleansing breaths, and ask yourself, who am I grateful for? And then act on it.
powerful, emotional, profound. So for personal reasons, you got me emotional. I mean, I am a little emotional. For personal reason, if you think of 3 people every day, the significance, the like you say, for not just them but yourself, it does make you think deep. You can think of family, you can think of friends, you can think of complete strangers. Forgive me, but tying it a little bit back to marketing and business, if you did that in the office, wherever your office is now, most of us at home, it also is going to benefit, meaning, that ties back to, again, I like handwritten notes. It's similar to the send out cards methodology. I don't practice it nearly as much as I should, but, a note to somebody, hey, a text to somebody, a phone call, a personal visit. Wow. Personally and professionally, the benefits are exponential, and these are mutual benefits.
Absolutely. I mean, I thank people for paying their bill on time. I thank people for just great customer service. And it's never, it could be this waitress, this is her first day in the job and she was nervous, but she did it. And I may send a card to the restaurant and let them know, Susie did a great job. And I just want to let you know that, or a nurse that's just going above and beyond or whatever. Or it could just be a baseball coach that you had when you were in high school and you think back and what a difference that made. This may be the perfect time to reach out to them and let them know what a difference they made.
I couldn't agree with you more, Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, phenomenal, a great punctuation mark on this entire conversation. How can people reach you if they wanted to reach you by any means? What contact information can you share with people?
My name's Sharon Grimm, SharonGrimm. Google me. I'm sure you're going to find me on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I also have a website, sendoutcards.com/Sharon Grimm, 2 M's. And you'll find me in those, mostly Facebook and LinkedIn will come up first, for sure.
Thanks so much, Sharon. And folks, I just want to say, Sharon and I have had a great conversation. I'm sure all of you will agree. I hope it was inspirational to you all, as it has been to me, and informational. The Third Door and Marco Polo, an app. I have to look that up, Sharon. And you guys learned all about Send Out Cards. If you didn't know anything about them, now you do. And Sharon's the one to talk to. She's over here on my screen. And yeah, Sharon is awesome. Send Out Cards, everything I've seen is an awesome product and an awesome business model. And it ties right in to what I do for my clients and for myself, and that is staying in touch with people, using different channels, communication channels. Nowadays, mostly technology for me, on social media, but I also do some good old fashioned direct mail. And again, that's why I think send out cards, appeals to me so much, Sharon. But thank you. You've been awesome.
It's been fun. It's been really fun. And if you're ever looking to read a good book to just learn about relationship marketing, I would highly recommend The Human Connection by Cody Bateman. And it's 200 pages or so, very easy read. So if you are looking for something to add on your marketing shelf for relationship marketing, check it out. It's on Amazon, or reach out to me. We'll have a meeting, and I usually send the book.
So again, another good resource. Thanks for sharing that, Sharon. So folks, it's been Bob Cargill with Sharon Grimm, relationship marketing specialist with Send Out Cards. Great person, ridiculously awesome person. Yes, and hopefully you guys agree this has been a ridiculously awesome episode of Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. You are all kinds of amazing.
Bob.
Back at you. Thanks, Sharon. And anyone listening and watching, they're all kinds of things amazing as well. Watch for this episode. It'll be everywhere, Sharon. And hopefully everybody will be watching it on YouTube and social media, listening to it on Podbean and wherever people listen to their favorite podcasts. And hopefully mine is one of their favorite. If it wasn't before, it will be after they listen to this one, Sharon. Thank you, Sharon, once again.
Thank you, Bob. This is fun.
Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. This has been Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, and we will see you again soon.